Welcome to the March 18th Town of Schneider work session. So how about I've got this the document. I haven't really updated much of it. I added the list of Jenny's things to the end. And I want to try to talk about the chicken ordinance today, because my wife reminded me that it's time to get chickens if someone wants to do it, and you miss out on the whole season if you don't get them early. So maybe we could zip through the work session, like our normal list of things, try to be really quick through that, and then look at the chicken ordinance and then the list of things you've got, Jenny. I don't know if we'll be able to get through all of those today, but
I hope
whichever
so.
ones are your
They're really
priority.
important. Yeah.
Well, we've got 2 hours, right? Because you have to leave, Krista.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So buying new vehicles, just plates. Is that still the same?
Titles came in on the 2 trucks at the street department. Plates are on their way. The holdup, I got a letter back. It was the one in concern with the fire department because there wasn't a bill of sale attached. So I got that all squared away yesterday.
Okay.
So that will be refiled, and then once that is done, then we should be getting everything back. But I did get the, they sent me the titles, but no registration, no plates. So I don't know why it gets pieced that way, but I'm sure there's a rhyme or reason on their end. But that was the letter they sent me. That was the holdup, the bill of sale. But that is done, so that's going.
But do we have new plates?
They should be coming, I
Okay.
guess, with the registrations and all of
Okay.
that stuff. That was just, they sent the packet back from the fire department and a check, the $45 it was taking. They sent that back and requested that, and then they said everything would follow through after.
Okay. So I just wrote, this is moving forward, don't have new plates yet, but will be coming.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And then the insignia,
It's ordered.
It's ordered? Okay. Nice. You guys, selling of the old vehicles, are we done?
Red truck is purchased. Just
Yes.
waiting for him to pick it up now.
So he's paid for it?
It's paid for.
Okay.
So he had hurt his hand. So he was waiting on getting some help just getting it loaded up. Then I don't know if there was any effect or anything with
Sure.
with the recent happenings. So I mean, it's paid for. He'll come get it.
Then the army
The
truck?
army truck, the court date is in April.
Great. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
New vehicles and more. Get the key for the dump truck recut.
Yeah, that's all done.
Sweet. Neil's retirement.
I can just get with you guys to find out a good day to get us all together.
Okay.
In the morning sometime to get us together just to give it to him.
Okay.
Yeah. When you got this, you got the stuff?
Yes, got the
Stuff.
stuff. Got the stuff. I just gotta pick up the gift card. But that's no problem.
You guys want to pick a time? No?
Probably could.
What days are? I
don't
would
know.
figure something in the morning.
Sure.
So what days are easy?
I'm around.
I was gonna say, I'm around after the bus, so, which is 8:30, so I don't think you can always do anything earlier than that. I don't have a calendar, so.
I don't have any restrictions.
You
I
wanna
don't think.
maybe get a hold of Neil and see
Okay.
when he's available, and then just send us a message, and
Okay.
might be be the
Okay.
best way.
Okay,
Yeah. Or we could propose a couple of times to him that we know work for us.
Because I really don't have anything in the morning that couldn't be moved.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to go to work, but as long as I know ahead of time. that's
yeah,
good.
and
Okay.
it would just be a few minutes, I think, just to
Mhm.
kind of surprise him a little bit and give it to him, maybe have a donut and chat.
Okay.
I would say 8:30, 9. That works for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
That would be just fine with me.
perfect.
And I think so. Monday I can't do 8:30 or 9, but any other day next week I'm good. So, all right, everybody can see my calendar. Whoops. We should have done that. Cool. So you're gonna contact or figure out a time.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. New street superintendent.
Yep. We did that last meeting.
Yep. And then expectations and responsibilities. And
Haven't done
responsibilities.
that yet,
Okay. Carry that forward.
but we are gonna need to start looking for somebody to help people.
Okay. Like what? Like how many hours a week, or is it a regular schedule, or what does it look like?
That I don't know. Thinking maybe, cause he only works till noon, right?
He can work
He can work
whenever.
longer though, if he wants. I mean, right now there's nothing for him to do, so it's.
I'm thinking maybe 2 days a week. Probably half day, so.
Yeah, Kenny can set his own hours. That was just something that Neil had himself set up with.
Mhm.
He just said there is a couple things that probably shouldn't do alone.
No, definitely shouldn't do alone.
Okay. You want to start doing something on that now? Looking for someone, like put out a post?
How have you done that in the past? Is
I can do that, put it in the newsletter, I can put it on Facebook, but I'll need like a job description. What the title would be, what the pay would be, what the hours, you know, that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'll get that to you tomorrow. The pay, I'm assuming would be whatever Kenny was getting before, right? Otherwise, we'd have to change the salary ordinance,
Yeah,
which,
but that's not a big deal.
We need to, yeah. Yeah, we can change the salary ordinance, we need to pay what we can, will let us get the right person. We don't wanna pay too much, but we don't wanna lowball it and,
We don't wanna like
Not getting
upset
it.
Kenny either, like, wow, they're starting at what I was ending at, or, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know how he would feel
Good
about
point.
that.
well, the only issue would be that
As
we
long as
wouldn't
they're
be
not
able to do
starting
that
at what
until
he's
next
starting
month.
at now, probably.
Right,
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said, the only issue would be that we wouldn't be able to change the salary ordinance until next month.
Hmm.
And by that time, I'd like to have somebody already.
We could do a special meeting, right?
I think is that true, yeah.
I think you could do it even like here,
Okay.
because it's public and you can vote at a public meeting.
And we only have, what, a week left in this month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm assuming we'd have to start somebody in April, as soon as the
Yeah.
grass cutting starts and all that, so.
And then I would just need maybe some type of detail of when the application cutoff would be, and then would you be doing, when are you doing an interview process, or all that stuff? Or at least a cutoff time, and then a length of time of when people should be expected to hear back.
Okay.
Okay. Nice. We had street department, other topics. Getting equipment ready for spring.
It's pretty much all ready.
Okay.
I-
Do you need anything?
The only thing I'm going to need is going to be, I need to get her to order blades for the mower on the back of the tractor. I have to change the oil in the truck, stuff that can be done
Okay.
anytime, so nothing. The blades are gonna be the biggest thing, cause I don't want the ones that are on it to be used. So they'll start flying apart,
Okay.
so. Have you gotten those before?
I think maybe like once, because they used to sharpen their own.
Yeah, but these are beyond
Yeah,
sharp.
no, that's
They're
totally
sharp.
fine. You just let me know where to get them from.
Oh, that's why I was asking, I thought you got them from Amazon before.
From Amazon? No. No, there might have been a store that we ordered them from.
Okay. Well, I'll have to look into that.
If I knew what kind of, if you could give me details, like on the machine, I could look it up and do some research, but,
I'll look it up.
okay. Also, can we get the salt truck taken off those park benches? They look like they're starting to, and then I can make plans to get them put in.
Yeah.
And do you want me to order like something to set them on?
Gonna have to order or buy some, or make something, not buy something.
Okay.
Yeah. Just have to get some time to do it, that's all.
Should it live inside or outside?
No, it can sit outside.
Okay.
Just really can't sit on the ground.
Is the salt spreader that goes in the truck? Is this a thing that sits in the truck bed
Yeah.
and you take it in and out?
Well, we've got two, one basically
nice.
parts.
Okay.
And the one she's talking about is currently sitting on the park benches.
Hmm. And that's the new one? Or
No,
is that
that's the
park
old one.
Oh,
The
okay.
new one is actually still in the truck, which I think we can just about take that out now.
Okay.
So whenever you make one, you need to make two then, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
I haven't done anything with the DNR stuff this month. I'll get back on the ball. But there was I got an email from Tim today about have we heard from the guy on Parish with the garage?
He stopped in and did ask me exactly what all of that is about. And he recalled the conversation with you.
Yeah.
He wanted to talk with Tim, so I think I gave him Tim's phone number. So, and then he did come in with a request. He filled out a public access request to have a copy of his permit.
Okay.
So I gave him that as well.
Yeah.
And then with the email that we received today, I saw that price, which that might be the average. I don't know. So I
think
called.
that's about what I paid.
Okay, so I did email somebody at Lake County in the assessor's office that I talk to pretty frequently and asked if there was anybody there that does stuff like that, just to get, just to see. I don't know if it would be any cheaper or more expensive. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, they're pricey. That's why I've been hoping we could avoid as many of them.
Right.
Or batch them.
right, it was like 1,200 or something.
I think I probably paid about 1,000 for mine.
Yeah.
And
So-
that was 10 years ago, so I'm not surprised it's more expensive.
Mhm.
Or maybe I paid 1,200, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And I think just getting an elevation benchmark was like $600. You know,
And that's before you build anything.
it was before I built anything. It's just they spray painted a nut on a fire hydrant and told me the exact elevation of it. So,
Wow.
yeah. Okay, utility, Atterbury is,
Well, if, where you got Vroom up
Oh,
here,
yeah,
that
okay.
can,
do they have a,
they're done. They got their certificate of occupancy from me, they got their fire thing that has their occupancy certificate that has
Okay.
the load number. They are done. All of that work, he's standing there, he goes, all of that work, money, blood, sweat, tears for this little piece of paper.
yeah,
I don't wanna cry.
Yeah.
permit fees is still outstanding, substantial damage determination we gotta do. Any other building department things?
No.
Okay. Atterbury. You need help with the weeds? You want some teenage boys? Oh, you said you were gonna do that with machines. If you,
Yeah, some of it with machines, but, wait for better weather
yeah, just let me know. when
and
you-
drier weather.
Okay. And then-
Otherwise you end up with feet full of crap.
Yeah. Can see that. And then the bill is split 60/40, can you take that out? Did you?
Yep, because I'm already doing it.
Okay,
Well, I did get a bill, I wasn't, because I didn't know exactly how it was gonna go. Normally, we get bills from Microvac for water potability, and the water potability bill came straight from them,
hmm.
like a $5 increase. Not a big deal.
So the room property about utilities, are we still waiting for the attorney?
Still waiting on that contract, yes. I will check in with him on that.
I'm sorry, did you say you're doing the 60/40 or it's just off?
No, I already did. I'm already starting to pay that way.
So at the meter, the concrete work got done?
Yes,
Yeah.
done.
That's
Mhm.
great. And so this all can go? This whole meter installation section?
Yes.
Nice. Liquor store, high water meter reading, okay.
Is it still high?
I haven't checked it.
Water plant generator. We're just gonna let Atterbury know.
Actually,
No, that's the wrong color.
I have talked to him about that, so
You wanna take it off?
I don't know that it's really an issue.
Okay. So take it out?
Yeah, take it off.
We don't need the future idea of timer on the water tower, make sure. Police department, we're waiting on that till floodplain, but I think it'll tie up and or relate to enforcement later, your topic, Jenny. Explorer in the bay that doesn't start,
He got a new battery
okay,
to put in there, and hopefully we'll find out if it was just a bad battery or something that he doesn't know, if maybe somebody left something on and then I don't know. So, but he did buy a new battery to put in there.
I kind of forgot about that.
just email him and ask if it's working.
Does this all need to go too? All that stuff for, I think you
Yeah.
guys discussed all of that.
We discussed it, they still don't have a few of the things, but the guy's in prison or jail, and working with his attorney, maybe we just let them handle it, or do we wanna keep following up? I mean, this is more from letting them know if someone's arrested or off the department immediately.
Yeah.
That's been handled. And the stuff back, I mean, they normally handle that without us. So, take it out. Any other police department topics? Fire department. These boring companies are very boring because they don't show up. So,
Nobody got my joke in the email.
oh, did you? What did you?
Was that your
I
joke?
said I called a boring company, and actually they were very excited about coming.
Oh, that went right over my head.
Me too. I was like, huh.
Kevin goes, if you have to repeat the joke, it's not that funny.
Actually, even after you just said that, I didn't get it. It took me a second to.
That's like my jokes.
That is pretty bad.
I'm full of bad jokes.
Did they show up?
Well, I was out of town, so I said that I would call them again when I got back. So, but
Still not.
this, I would say about 75% of that company is in Lake Village, so this might be a bad time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll still call, but and just say, hey, let me know. But then, has Zeus ever called about it either?
No.
Okay.
But, yeah, okay. So weird. So hard to get people to just come and look at things. I mean, I've had problems with other things I wanted to get done too. So maybe, yeah.
We'll
Should we
work
call
on
Zeus
it.
again?
Put a straight pipe right out to
Yeah.
the backyard.
Give him another call.
Yeah. Well, see, but here's my thing. I don't know what to tell them on the phone because I thought that we were going through the floor and like breaking out the wall and then connecting. And then at the meeting, it sounded like you guys were kind of going towards maybe a totally different plan. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be the one in charge of scheduling anything because
Well,
you
I mean,
guys,
it's
one of
okay
you
for
guys
us.
really need to be there.
well, that's fine. I mean, you can schedule for him to come down just as long as we're going to be there.
Right.
But we're going to have to talk to them to find out if they got any suggestions too. So, why is this thing going crazy?
So we
You're
have
talking to my wife.
we have a problem with the drain and we don't know if we need to reroute it or,
I mean, because I wouldn't mind if we need like, I don't know how much the little grease trap thingies kind of are, but if that is going to prevent stuff from happening
Huh?
in the
That's
future,
Kind of a big deal.
yeah.
That you're cutting out a pretty good section of floor and putting in like a pre-made casting. It's expensive to do. So, but
Well, we've been throwing money like crazy already this year, so let's just keep the ball rolling.
do we have it just for roll? I thought we
yeah,
did.
yeah, that's the next question.
We don't.
Oh, boy. So much for that. Roll up.
Wait, I got, so you guys will see that I did get the bill for Austin when they did that emergency thing.
Oh, yeah.
And next time, can they come on a Monday morning and do that? It was on a Sunday night. Can we wait a couple hours?
If it's an emergency, no.
I know we paid double time for it being on a Sunday night.
We also paid for about $750,000 worth of equipment to show up.
Oh, I know.
So,
And I know, they really line itemed it out, so.
What was
No,
the-
I mean, they had it fixed. They came, they had it fixed in no time. I'm not complaining, but it was,
you said it was like 10 grand.
yeah, I spit my water out when it came. I had to clean off my computer.
Wow.
Hmm.
It costs more for that than it did when we called them for the water tower.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
It did.
But then again, that $500,000 piece of equipment wasn't at the water tower.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So can you call, maybe we'll wait a month on contacting Always Underground? Or, I don't know, I mean, they're probably still working.
Oh, I'm sure,
Yeah.
I just didn't know,
Yeah,
I
let's
don't know
just-
how busy, I mean, we'll still call, if you guys want me to still call and schedule, then
I
I
looked
can
at-
do that.
With the change in what we're looking at doing, instead of like boring a line, I just wrote, I think this is what we need. We have a utility sink drain that appears to be connected to a dry well that is clogged up, and we need to connect the sink to the sewer line.
Okay. The sink, really all the pipes, right? Any water source, if they wanna put up a washer.
Is that unhooked? Are you gonna lose it then?
Oh, okay. It's like, what?
All right, so, other for the fire department, I haven't asked them about the second bay yet, or looked into the insurance. Or talked to the tank, I've just been really tied up with work.
What's the tanker?
It's the vehicle they sold.
Okay,
but-
that's done.
Yeah, it's done, okay. And we get the gas detector?
It's being delivered.
Okay,
So it's purchased and then they sent some email and about calibrations, pre-calibrated, stuff like that. So that tied everything up.
okay,
But yeah, it's on its way.
cool. So salary ordinance, we're done with that?
That's done.
Update chicken ordinance, I have something to show you guys. Ambulance agency funding, I got an email back from,
Oh, hold on one second. I'm sorry. I still need a copy of, I'm sorry, I still need a copy of, I guess, I don't know, Tim might not know, but
Something.
I need to call him about his phone bill.
okay.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, let me put phone bill. So, I got an email from, I know Department of Local Government Finance, asking them some questions, and then after a while, they emailed me back saying, I'm not quite sure what you're asking, could we sit at the meeting? And I just need to take them up on that. To answer the whole question of, well, isn't the township getting tax money from us too? Like, I wanted to get the actual numbers on it. So, I don't think it makes sense to, hasn't worked to meet with the ambulance board just schedule-wise. I think maybe if I can get those concrete numbers together, then we'd have something more tangible, so I think we should just wait on that. Hiring people, we just talked about that somewhere else. Park equipment,
Hopefully we'll be able to do something with that stuff now. Now the weather's getting a little better,
yeah.
except for the last 2 days.
Did you check with the backboards?
I have, she's looking to see where she got them from, but she hasn't.
Oh, I thought you were looking to see, I know where to order them. You were gonna look and see if they had extra.
And I have not.
Okay. They're both broken. And in fact, I think I was even told this morning that somebody watched a kid throw bricks at one. So,
Well, maybe we should just take them down and never put them back.
Yeah.
no.
I mean, he'd want them back up, but yeah. it's like-
Did you get metal? Is this Lowell get a totally metal backboard?
They're aluminum, yeah.
Aluminum? Yeah, it makes sense that it's probably what you want in a public park.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Inventory,
Too bad this person doesn't have a video.
Oh, that's done.
Oh,
okay. Right, so,
At least for public works, it's done.
okay. And the police, you had what you needed, right?
No,
Or Bob says it was done.
yeah, but I haven't received anything.
Okay. So street and water and wastewater, those are both done?
Bless
Yeah.
you.
Did you get what you needed for those?
Well, I haven't received it yet.
Oh, okay.
But, and also too, I'm gonna check into this, hopefully I'll have it by the meeting, just to let you guys know. My software people, they have a capital asset program, which I hear it's a dream, because right now everything is kind of in a spreadsheet from papers, and then when they come and set it up, they take everything that you have and put it in there. Because while I have to keep capital asset records, I also have to do depreciation equations
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. It just does all of that stuff. And then when I put it on Gateway, it uploads everything and updates it. Capital asset, I mean, it doesn't sound like much because you guys think, you think that we don't have much, but when you're talking roads, sidewalks,
Oh,
including all that, it's a lot.
capital assets are always a pain.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
my
hate it.
company, we don't have any, we just have computers and office equipment, and it's a pain.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I hate it. But I would like to know how much it would cost a year for something that would really make my life a little bit easier, a bit more organized, I should say.
so you're going to look into that.
Yeah. And then that would probably, I think there would be stuff in there also for, just simple inventory things. That would be really nice.
Non-project to-dos, are we still waiting on Roseland Electric to come?
Yep, I think they're pretty busy right now too.
Yeah, I would bet. And then we've got Mark is hired.
He wants a to-do list. He did make us something to go in the window in the large room. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing of things, but the message was to make it easy for one person to take it out and put it back in, plus keep, to be sealed. So he did do that for now.
I don't know what you're.
In the window in the kitchen, it was
Oh,
a
that window.
board.
I'm thinking a window going
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, no, and that was like a 2 to 3 person taking that window in and out. So
Oh,
if you have
okay.
somebody rent the building and they want to get things ready, they're not doing it on their own.
Hmm.
So, he wants a to-do list.
Yeah, I'm gonna make them a honey-do list.
Okay.
Like me and Christy will sit and brainstorm one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about a window. Like, there's no windows in that room.
Took me a little while when you said take it in and out. I was like, okay, yeah. Any complaints? Well, you've got one in there about that we'll get through on the. I know you get the brunt of all the complaints. Anything other than that list you want to make us aware of?
I don't think so.
Okay. So February 10th council meeting, do we remove forward people from the dialers?
Everybody from MCO is off.
Okay.
Yeah,
So then-
it's the only the people that are left on there are me and Kevin.
Okay.
So, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because I think like we had an alarm go off. I didn't realize how annoying it was until I was put on there, because it will go off until you kind of confirm that you saw it. But it was on a Monday when the fire department was exercising some hydrants, low level thing. So it was kind of nice to know that,
Yeah.
you know, because then we can call them and be like, hey, you know, don't worry about coming down because it's because of this reason.
Okay.
Well, hopefully they are now on it.
They should be on it,
They
yeah.
told us they were able to add themselves, they just couldn't remove the other people.
Yeah.
Right, and they thought they had, but they had not.
Oh.
So they had for the wastewater side, but apparently not for the water side.
Okay.
That's why we got the call.
Oh, okay.
So, and then they would be first to respond. In other words, as you go down the list, if they don't respond, then it comes to us.
Oh,
And then we
okay.
have to call them. But they should be responding first. But if for some reason they don't respond, it's gonna go to the next person. Which
Okay.
would be me, and then if I don't respond, it goes to you.
Okay.
And I think they've got 2 people on it. So
Okay.
total 4.
So I know Aaron would call me and if it was something that could be simple.
Sure. Sure.
So, okay. Should we let Atterbury know that they could do the same? That they could call one of us first?
Yeah, I'll talk to them. I got a
Okay.
couple things I have to talk to them about anyway, so.
Okay.
Just FYI, just between the 4 of us, I did hear, I don't know, what was it, Saturday or Sunday?
On the live stream.
Yeah.
What's that?
In the live stream.
Before, yeah.
Even us in the world.
No, you-
Okay.
You're about to pull a David. So,
We got that show.
Anywho, gutters.
He hasn't had a chance to clean them out.
Okay.
oh, so Kenny, I wasn't sure if that was new gutters or clean the gutters. I
Clean the
didn't write
gutters
it
to
down.
kind of see if that's a problem for that. Because it seemed like before, when he cleaned the gutters out, the leaks in the floor stopped.
Oh,
So they figured you gutters have to stay clean. So maybe that's why when it snowed and it piled up over there and then it started melting, then maybe it backed into the roof somehow and came down the wall.
There's also openings inside. I mean, you could see
Where it's I think the water's probably just more in cement or something.
if you go those 3 units, there's gaps in the floor. So it makes it really easy for water to come in.
Oh, hmm.
It's been like that ever since I've been here. Could Kenny possibly look at the roof of the fire department because they've been complaining of major leaks coming in as well? So,
You know what, I think.
oh yeah, it was on their report and they were requesting it in the meeting, saying that they need new drop ceiling tile. They need that put in because the ceiling's falling in and it leaks.
well, you don't put a new drop ceiling tile until you fix
Right.
the ceiling.
Right.
I thought that was aesthetic, like they just.
No, they said that the ceiling's been leaking.
So that's on the old part, not the big metal part.
I don't know, they said the
Because the
fire
big-
department, I have no
The
idea.
big metal part, I think the fire department was supposed to clean out themselves, because maybe they could get onto the fire truck somehow and do that, because it's kind of really high.
I don't know if Kenny should be really looking at the roof. We should probably have a roofer look at it.
Do you want me to call a roofer?
Especially if it's in the old part, because that's a flat roof, I think, isn't it?
On like my part of it, yeah. But then
And that's
on the
where
newer part, where it's a lot taller, no, it's not flat.
I even think they went with a hose one time and just hosed out the gutters. But,
Oh, I mean, if the drain on the flat roof is plugged up and water's just pooling up there, that could.
Oh, that's possible, yeah. That you can check, I guess, but as far as looking for a leak,
yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't know how to do it.
but just to check to see if it's the gutters that are full and maybe causing it, because he said when he cleaned out this one time, he said it was like pulling the plug on the drain once you got all the stuff away from that downspout hole.
Hmm.
it was the truth, and it was all gone. But
Well, yeah, we can have them check the drain in the rough, in the flat roof, to make sure that that's not clogged. If it's not clogged, then I think we'll have to get a roofer to come out and take a look at it.
Okay.
Because that's, their office where the ceiling is in the old part, right?
I don't have,
Yeah.
yeah, and I haven't noticed any leaks personally but I don't know exactly where it's leaking.
I mean, I can't even, oh, it's in the office.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an old portion.
and that's in the old
So I'm
portion.
thinking, where do they even have a drop ceiling?
Yeah, that, and I know they said something that they thought that one of the trucks was leaking water, but then no, it was from the ceiling.
Hmm.
So that might be in the new part, I don't know. But if you want, if Kenny is like, okay, I clean the drains, or if he says the drains were perfect, then do you want me to go ahead and call a roofer to come out and check?
I guess, yeah. There's no air conditioning unit up there, is there?
No, everything's inside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
there's,
that's what I'm saying. As
Yeah.
far as the condensation line,
Right.
it's leaking
No, there's
inside.
a drain for that.
Yeah. Does it work?
I think that was the condensation drain was also part of the problem with the utility sink.
Oh, it drains into the sink?
No, I think it drains into the same thing, but there was some problem with the condensation drain got plugged. I don't know.
Well, that's why I was wondering if the AC unit is above there and the condensation line is plugged or not draining, is that what's dripping onto the ceiling tiles?
Yeah, no, it's on
No,
the
'cause
ground
it's
in
on
the
the ground.
furnace room.
The A coil is not up. in the
Oh,
sink.
okay, all right. Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So do you want to ask Kenny or should
Yeah,
Kenny?
I'll see if we can.
Okay. So in the February town council meeting, we had some ordinances that I hadn't looked at ahead of time, so we're kind of like scanning them real quick right there in the meeting. Can we get them ahead of time? Like I felt a
Yeah.
little bit kind of dumb. Like I probably should have read this ahead of time.
Which one?
I don't remember.
Oh, I think we had,
I mean, the salary ordinance, but you guys have read that over and over again, and I put in the, I think whatever it was, exactly what the changes were,
Yeah.
but,
So can you email them to us ahead of time?
yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's do the chicken ordinance real quick. I didn't print it out. I've got this. I took Lowell's ordinance and just modified it. Can you just make the font a little bigger? Oh, that was weird. Made everything bigger. Help, I'm lost in my document. I don't know why it's so big. Okay. Let's make the font bigger. So the Lowell ordinance doesn't have doves and pigeons, but we have doves and pigeons in town.
Mm-hmm.
And I think right now I think they're technically prohibited, but people have them.
I think it's fine.
If we allow them, then we can regulate them. You know,
Mhm.
you have to have so I think it's fine to keep the doves and pigeons. So the Lowell ordinance said shall not be allowed to be kept in the town parcels of land not less than, it actually said 10,000 square feet. I changed that to 7,000 because a normal parcel is,
Probably don't have any lots of.
yeah, well, unless people have double lot,
Right.
you know, but the normal parcels are the 50 by 150 foot ones, which is the normal is 7,500 square feet. So I just said 7,000. Or we could take that out.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, but if somebody has a funny, really small parcel, well, can't have chickens. So, this is the same.
So question, if I wanted to put, and I'm just throwing this out there, on the property behind my house, it's like directly on the other side of the alley.
Yeah,
So if I wanted to if I fenced my area in and put a chicken coop in there, I wouldn't be able to.
well, we could,
If it's,
It's not a 50 by 150 back there?
It's not like a normal, I don't know. But if we're talking about like the lot at my house that my house is on. There we go.
yeah, you should be able to do it
all
at
right,
your house.
this is,
All right, 23912, that's me.
yeah, this is.
Now
your-
if you go straight back to 14.
Oh, it's just that piece. I thought you had the whole
I do,
triangle there.
I do,
Oh,
But you
Oh,
do
you
have
have
that whole
this?
thing.
yeah.
And then you're
When you have all three of these,
I sold what would be, what's 11 and 12, I sold that to, somebody else.
okay, so you own.
13 and 14.
Yeah,
you would have room.
looks like together they make up a.
Well, I mean, just one.
Well, okay, then maybe we need to say adjacent lots can be counted as one parcel. You know,
Okay,
like, does that make, like, if
okay.
they should be count as combined, I would think.
Combined properties.
Just trying to, I do not plan on
Yeah,
having chickens. So, but it was just throwing that out there.
so you got 14 and 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Is 15 where Michael's house is?
Yep. You can barely see a roof, but yeah.
Says you're 7,600 square feet,
What is it minus 13 though?
but you have 13.
I know, but if I were just gonna put it in 14, that's all I was,
Well, but I think we.
it was just for the sake of argument, that's all.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just have to be prepared for all the questions.
You're probably the only one that owns the little goalkeeper spot.
No, there's some little slices behind Euclid
Yeah,
Street.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 4,300. I mean, we could make it a smaller if it's a lot with no house on it. You know, then we could make the threshold if you wanted to, like, if somebody had just that 4,000 square feet thing.
Or
Then
you
that
can
would be,
make a-
then that would be like maybe a variance thing, that we could just do a variance on the,
yeah.
Okay.
Then maybe we should have a variance procedure. So,
or 4,000 square feet per like adjacent lots or something.
so if it's just somebody has a little, because there's a few of those behind.
But you want to make it adjacent, so it's like, well, yeah, I just bought that little corner down the street, so I can have a chicken coop on it.
Yeah, it's like if I can't put a chicken, I shouldn't be able to put a chicken coop on the one property I have on Highland. Because
Right, you don't.
Where's
live
that?
there.
on Highland Street,
Next to the burnt house and me.
yeah,
Oh,
It's a full-size lot.
lot 7.
yeah, you could put a.
Hey, somebody owes me rent money.
Oh, why do you own 7 and not 8?
I don't know, looks like I own part of that house though. I
You should
shouldn't,
get rid of that?
that would be horrible. I'm a slumlord.
That's not right.
Yeah,
Over
clean up
there.
your place.
Yeah, but you
This
could.
is Highland Street.
Oh, we're not
Oh,
even in the
sure.
right
Oh.
spot. Okay,
That's
thank
neighbors.
God.
Highland.
Let's take all those
Oh,
horrible
okay.
comments about me back.
Here, so this. You can
So
put
I
chickens
own-
on this.
No,
No.
6.
Yeah.
5. Maybe I own
Okay, the
5.
thing is, there
4.
is no house there, she doesn't
Yeah, keep
live there,
going
so
north.
she can pop up a chicken coop there
I have
and
4.
just come and visit it?
Well, we can. do what we can make the
Continue
rules.
going.
Here we go.
Go up to 237.
Fire.
Oh, yeah, I'm still not
238
there.
and 237.
No,
There we go. 4.
you're clear. Oh.
I don't even have an address.
Ah,
I am 23707.
Look at their garage, it's right across the line.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
That's
have a look
why
at
you-
that.
some places require surveys before you can build something.
Right.
We're not gonna worry about that at all.
Especially if they buy it off me. Won't have to worry about it at all.
Cause I think we
So-
all shifted to the road,
I think it would be okay for you to put,
took over the road.
chicken
and
coop
a
there?
little bit over there, yeah.
Really?
well, then we want to say that it has to be attached to the,
To your adjacent property.
Yeah, I would say to your adjacent property
I mean,
because the neighbors could really be upset if, you know, hey, your chickens got loose and I would never know. I would never know.
Oh, you'd know,
Oh, I would know.
you would know.
especially on my side of town, you would know.
Yeah,
Jenny,
if
you
the
ate
chickens
your
get loose, you have to have an auto dialer, so it's gonna call you. Collar on every one of them.
So I don't know, we might want to put
Just
our,
put shot collars on them.
I think it's possible that we're gonna want to put chickens here. In this corner lot that we own. I don't know where Penny wants to put them. I mean, we have our garden down there.
Right, right.
So like, we would know, like, we can see it from our house. Do you guys think that's a problem?
I do.
It might be.
I do.
Okay.
I just don't think that that is.
That's
Now,
like
if you
you're
did it,
splitting a
if you
small
did
pile
it in
over
your
here and that-
backyard area where the playhouse and stuff is, I would think that would be
Oh,
Yeah.
better.
the reason is just because we have bird dogs
Okay.
who, you know, like, yeah, closer is nicer. Maybe Penny wanted to put it in our back. I don't.
Well,
I
it
don't
has
know
to be
exactly.
fenced in anyway.
Yeah, we would build a structure.
Nice phone,
All
David.
right. Yeah, we've got plans for a coop that's like a 10 by 12 thing. It's got the coop and the run all together as one unit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they'd be totally enclosed. So it isn't like they're just, so, thanks. I added a little bit more specificity. Well, let's get through the whole thing. And we
Okay.
can, because some of the other stuff might. So it defines what a chicken is and says this doesn't include peacocks, turkeys, and waterfowl.
I loved peacocks.
No roosters. Chickens and rabbits must be kept completely and securely enclosed and under the control of the owner and on the owner's property at all times.
What about doves and chickens? They're not included in there.
Yeah, doves and pigeons we need to, because you have to let them fly.
Oh,
Right.
okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Understand.
And then the Lowell ordinance kind of lumped chickens and rabbits together, but whatever. So most of this came from them, but they only talked about a coop. They didn't say anything about a run. So I got here a chicken coop and run, an enclosed structure for harboring chickens that provide shelter from the elements shall be provided. I guess that was originally just coop. I think maybe it needs to be tweaked because the run doesn't provide shelter from the elements. But
What if people don't have a run?
well, then how do you keep your chickens enclosed?
What is a run? Maybe that's what
Yeah. Okay. I misspelled that.
Wow,
So is it the
those are
little,
nicer than a lot
the
of
coop
houses.
is actually the house and the
The-
run is the enclosed area they get to play in when they're.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like this is a run
Okay.
right
Okay.
here, and so they make these combined. Like this one here. There's the chicken wire netted area that they can get around in, and then there's a little house that's where they go. At night.
Okay. I gotcha now. Yep.
And so yeah,
So we're not-
this is a good combined coop and run. And so often the coop is elevated, and then there's some space that they can get underneath the coop.
Fancy.
Or you can just,
Prohibiting-
what?
She said fancy, I
Yeah.
said it's prohibiting high-class chickens. We're not having those.
So how would you, if there was a coop, how do you keep them enclosed, how do you keep them?
No,
running
I
around?
just, so I guess that's what a run would be like my definition of like a fenced in kind of area.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so,
But it's not, it's like totally enclosed,
Yes.
it's not just fenced, it's,
Right.
you know.
Encapsulated, yeah,
Encapsulated, so a hawk
yeah.
can't,
I was gonna say,
Get in
otherwise
there.
they would-
yeah.
That might be kind of fun at once.
Yeah, so chicken coop and run, an enclosed structure for harboring chickens that provide shelter from the elements, you know, and maybe, whatever. Chicken coop and run must provide adequate sun, shade, and ventilation, and must be impenetrable to rodents, wild birds, predators, including cats and dogs. So that means there's got to be a top, basically. And it just said coop, which by saying coop and run, we're saying the whole chicken thing. I didn't want somebody to say like, well, my coop is impenetrable, but the
Right.
chicken are just out in their yard.
yeah,
Chicken coop must provide a minimum of 2 square feet per chicken. I think some of the research we've done, it's like 1 to 2 is the recommend, or maybe it's 2 to 3 is the recommendation. So we said, okay, minimum of 2.
a minimum of 2 chickens?
2 square feet per chicken.
Oh, okay, sorry, okay,
And the chicken run must provide 10 square feet per chicken.
okay,
I think the recommendations are like 10 to 12. I mean, you can give them more space, but that's like the minimums. The footprint of the combined coop and run structure must not exceed 1 square foot per 100 square feet of lot size, up to a maximum of 150 square feet. So that works out to 75 square feet on a single lot, and if you've got a double lot, 150 square feet. And you've got a triple, no bigger, because it's just, you're maxed out at 150. Some of the
Okay.
plans that Penny was looking at were like 8 by 12 or 10 by 12. You know, you build a little structure with chicken wire and there's a little elevated coop in there. Lowell is just 7,500. Doesn't matter about your lot size, or if you, it's just, or no, sorry, 75 square feet.
Oh, I was gonna say 7,500.
Yeah,
They're not.
yeah. Sorry, that's the lot size. I did that. And then rabbits, we need to figure out what are those, because it's slightly different. They don't need as much run space, I think. This also says must provide adequate sun, shade, and ventilation. So it would, and it had the same wording for rabbits in the Lowell ordinance, which would prohibit like rabbits in your garage, which I think is probably a good thing. Like it's good to have them out in ventilation, and like, you know, an outdoor rabbit hutch is a thing.
they're animals, they're live animals.
Yeah. And then doves and pigeons need to figure out like what's a dove thing supposed to be like. I can do a little bit of research, but it wouldn't have to be completely enclosed because they're supposed to be able to get around. And I think hawks probably aren't attacking the doves the same way chickens. I don't know.
No, I don't either.
So does all this have to have a building permit
No.
to make sure you're following all these rules?
You will have to have a chicken permit. Yeah. Okay. So, but building permits, I asked Tim about that. I said, should I have gotten a building permit for my grape arbor, or I built a fence around my
Patio or something?
patio garden.
Oh,
You know, it's just. And he said, no, if that's not, and it's just a, you know, like an agricultural
yeah.
thing, not that it was zoned agriculture, but you know what I mean. It's not a structure you're living in. It's not a.
This would be more like registering your dog.
Yeah,
You
so-
have to
yeah,
come in and
exactly.
say that you're getting chickens, but then somebody will have to go out and,
Yeah.
before you can
So
get
that's-
your registration, it would have to be approved, right?
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
a little later. But so any structure containing chickens, rabbits, doves, and pigeons shall be situated a minimum of 10 feet from all property lines and a minimum of 25 feet from all neighboring residences, excluding garages and accessory buildings and roads, excluding houses.
Okay. So that keeps, for example, the chickens that are at the Adams's house, their structure would be fine then.
Where is that?
2 houses down, post office.
Yeah, because they have it, it's in their fenced-in backyard, it's closer to the alley.
Where's the post office?
Go up maybe 4? Yeah, area 4.
Yeah, I would think so.
So, I mean, it's butted up to their back fence. So, but it's not going to be, it's still got plenty of area between the neighboring house.
Yeah, so technically this back line is a property line.
Right,
So do we want to exclude, you could say that you can be right up against the alley property line? But yeah, you'd have to be 10 feet from, from it off of any of these.
yeah, but they're
Property lines.
definitely far away from anybody's houses, so.
Right. So that came from the whole ordinance. I just added the excluding garages and accessory buildings. That, if somebody has a little shed in the back of their yard, maybe you shouldn't not be able to have chickens
Mhm.
near it, like it's a shed, it's not where they're living. And then I added the 25 feet from roads,
Mhm.
which is really pretty much the same as 10 feet from a property line, because there's like about 15 feet between the road and the property line,
Mhm.
and then 10 feet in. But the road is, everybody knows where the road is.
Mhm.
Not everybody knows where the property lines are.
Yeah, or because people think that they own an easement, so if you're excluding easement as part of the property line, then that's different.
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, they don't, it's,
So, yeah,
technically this right here is the property line.
right.
Or like in my house, that's.
Well,
is a
hopefully you
little
don't
bit-
want a chicken coop in your front yard.
Yeah, and it's excluded, front yards are excluded, I think, somewhere else. So like, yeah, half of my driveway is not on my property. So I don't know.
I don't think
And
we
my
have
yard-
main.
My yard's the same way though.
Yeah.
For some reason, our house on 237th, which is like the narrowest road in town, has the widest easement. It's a 60-foot easement. The easement goes all the way up to the door of my barn.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not even an easement, I think it's just property owned by the town.
I think it is easement. I think it is. But
Yeah.
regardless, it doesn't really matter either way.
Yeah.
I got the original plat drawing for the subdivision that my house is in, and see if I can find it, I'm interested how you read it. But it was all hand drawn back then too.
I was gonna say, it's
Yeah,
probably
I've
find
seen
everybody's
some
out of
of those.
whack, everybody's crossing the lines and everything else.
Yeah.
Um,
So
it's whacked up here.
chickens, rabbits, doves, and pigeons shall be provided access to feed and clean water at all times. You see that's true of doves and pigeons if you're supposed to only feed them occasionally. All feed for said chickens, doves, rabbits, and pigeons shall be stored in containers so as to protect against intrusion by rodents and vermin. That came from the old ordinance.
Mhm.
The chicken coop and rabbit and pigeon enclosure shall be maintained in sanitary condition and in compliance with all applicable health regulations of the state of Indiana, the county, and the town. That was from the old ordinance. Makes sense. Here's the rear, enclosure shall be confined to the rear yard of the property. Non-commercial, personal use only. And then this is referencing their ordinance, so we need to figure out what the penalties are. I mean, it would be a ticket. You get a,
Yeah, we can add that, whatever section, and then
yeah.
like section 12 would be, your penalties and violations.
So permit required, Jake wrote us the draft ordinance, so I borrowed this from that. Permit must be obtained from the town prior to acquiring or keeping any animals described in this ordinance. Permit shall be issued upon successful inspection of the animal housing facilities by town designated official. Permit should be valid for 1 year and must be renewed annually. Town may impose a reasonable fee for the permit to cover administrative and inspection costs. So you gotta get a chicken permit. And then we can just not renew someone's, so that you're getting an annual inspection.
And do we have any idea who our town designated?
Well, maybe we can, that's code enforcement that I have on here too.
It gives us the flexibility. It doesn't have to be written into the ordinance. It gives us the flexibility. to say-
It really should though, because we have things that are written in ordinance and that there's still discrepancy on, but I don't think that I should have to do that.
Okay. So maybe we change that. Enforcement and permit revocation. Authorized representative of the town has the right to inspect properties with issued permits at reasonable times. Permits must be revoked, or may be revoked if the permit holder is found in violation of this ordinance or the conditions for keeping the animals becomes unsanitary or unsafe, and then violations are subject to fines not to exceed $250. Jake put that in there. Maybe that's like we only have an authority up to 250 for, I don't know.
You can charge whatever you want.
Okay. And then this came from the Lowell ordinance. It's a basically a grandfather clause if something's annexed.
Okay.
So yeah, it also excludes farming operations, saddle club, veterinarian, sale barn, 4-H fairground. They can continue, but we can't farm in.
We don't have any of that anyway.
Yeah, but if we annex something that has,
Okay, I get what, okay.
yeah, and it doesn't contravene or override the zoning code, and then I added this. This is so all existing chickens, rabbits, ducks, and pigeons that are kept on parcels of land in the town as of the date of the passage of this ordinance have 2 months from the passage of this ordinance to receive a permit.
Okay.
If they've not received a permit after those 2 months, then they're in violation.
Okay.
Kind of so that it makes it clear. Somebody can't say, "Well, I'm working on it." We say, "You have 2 months."
Mm-hmm.
Then after
Nope,
that,
that's
we
good.
can, there's a deadline.
Is there something that says like, okay, so does somebody just figure out what that equation would be? Like, okay, if it's only up to 150 square feet, so that is a maximum of how many chickens?
Oh, so maybe the permit, like we're inspecting your thing, and it tells you how many chickens you can have. That makes sense.
Yeah, because we have the size of it, and then if the enclosure, if the coop is this big, and you have to have 1 chicken per this many square feet, so if your coop is this big, you can only have a maximum of so many chickens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we have to figure out, I guess,
Is
what
the
that,
whole chicken compound
yeah,
or
I would think, because you can't,
just a run area?
but
Well,
if all the
it's a
chickens are
combination of both.
inside, they have to be able to fit the inside. Can't be like, all right, little buddy, you have to stay outside because there's already this many inside.
Well, that's just the total number of chickens they're allowed to have.
Right, but it would be per coop, not run, right?
Well, it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
If you've got a little coop but a big run, then your coop is gonna be your limiting factor, and vice versa.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll measure the size of the coop, measure the size of the run, do the math, and
I would think what they would do is, I wanna have this many chickens, so you're gonna build your coop and your run according to how
Yeah.
many you want.
right.
Right.
But I,
Not get,
Not say, oh, here's my little spot. You mean I can only have 1 chicken?
I think it's good that when we give them the permit, we tell them how many chickens they're allowed to have, because we're in,
Yeah, no matter what. I mean, because if you're saying up at the top that it's 150, it can't be any bigger than 150 square feet, right?
or on 2 lots, or or 75.
But you
square
said you
feet.
maxed it out at 150.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but if your run is 150, I mean, your coop could be 120, right?
No, because you wouldn't have enough run for the number of chickens that you have.
The run and the coop can use the same square footage.
Oh, I
Because
see.
sometimes the
Oh,
coop is
'cause it's up in
elevated
the air, yeah,
above
to
the
get
run.
underneath it.
Yeah.
So if you have a coop that's 120 square feet, then that's where you get your equation with the coop size, right?
Well, okay, so it's that you have to have, chicken coop must provide a minimum of 2 square feet per chicken. And the chicken run must provide 10 square feet per chicken. And then the footprint of the combined coop and run structure must not exceed, say, 150 square feet, just keep it simple, with the 2 lots. So if they build a 150 square foot run, and above it, a 150 square foot coop, which
Mhm.
doesn't make sense, you're wasting a lot of wood to do that. They're still only allowed, so that they have enough chicken run space for 15 chickens. And they have enough chicken coop space for a ridiculous number of chickens, but they're limited by the chicken run space.
Right.
Because you can only have 15 chickens because you don't have 10 square feet of run for 16 chickens, so you can't have 16 chickens.
Okay.
So,
So
but
really, so you're pretty much saying maximum 15.
if you max it
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, so that's the max, is 15 chickens.
But you build a smaller thing.
Right.
Yeah, the max is 15. But
Right.
you build a smaller thing, then your max might be
Right.
6.
But I mean, just
Well, you build the
regardless, if
biggest
somebody
one.
comes in and they're like, we just bought 20 chickens, like, go take them back to Tractor Supply, take 5 of them back. Because you can
Well-
only have a max of 15 anyway.
Or take 5 of them and turn them loose.
Throw them up and see if hawks get them. Just
Well,
kidding, just
And
kidding.
we don't, and I think the enforcement is we don't tell them what to do. We just tell them when we have to.
They're
issue
gonna
a ticket.
ask, so
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Oh,
prepare myself.
yeah. And we say, it's up to you what you do with your extra chickens, you have.
No, I
You
know,
have a
but they're
friend
gonna
that
ask, how
needs
many can I
chickens somewhere
have?
else, but yeah. But it's not as simple as just saying, how many chickens can I have? 15, because they build a tiny coop and run. Well, no, that's not enough room for 15 chickens, You
Right.
gotta give them the space they need. So, we're being a little bit, Lowell requires 10 square feet per chicken. But then they didn't specify between coop and run. And I think they were calling the coop and run a coop.
So Lowell has 10 square feet per chicken. I looked it up before, and I think there's actually for Humane Society reasons, there is an actual number that so I mean, if you just made up that 1 chicken per 2 feet, you might want to check into that.
We got it from a book. It said 2 to 3 square feet in the coop. In the
Because
run,
when I was looking up how many animals become before you become a breeder,
okay.
they gave a list of
Oh.
stuff like that. So okay, as long as you found it somewhere.
Well, if there's no roosters, there's no breeder.
No, but this was for other animals.
Like before you
Like
consider
if
the
you have
commercial.
20 dogs in your yard, you
Yeah.
better have a breeder's license.
Gotcha,
Or if you
I
have
understand.
Yeah.
other things.
So Lowell just says 10 square feet per chicken, and they just say 75 total square feet, regardless of what your lot size is. And then they have the 10 feet from all property lines.
So I wonder if omitting the 1 chicken per 2 square feet even necessarily needs to be in there. Because I think that would just be confusing.
I think somebody that's doing chickens knows the difference between a coop and a run.
Right,
And I think Lowell's ordinance was confusing, and I was like, well, the coop is just a little small area. It said you need to have 10 square feet per coop. I'm like, that's not correct. Because
but if if you said, if somebody's puts 150 square foot, they do the max of their coop inside their run, then they're gonna argue, well, I have 30 chickens, I'm allowed to have it in my coop, but I can't have it in my run.
Okay. Yeah, I see what, then I looked at the little ordinance again, and I think they applied the 10 square feet to structure, but then but I mean, when you look at the books, you say, what do you need for chickens? You need to give them this much coop space and this much run space.
Mhm.
So in a way, kind of like specifying that, because
It's-
then,
But it will, I mean, it doesn't make sense if you have 150 square foot run and then you have 150 square foot coop. And if you're saying in your coop, you can have 1 per 2 square feet, you're
Well-
allowing way more chickens in your coop than you're allowing in your run.
But you're still gonna be limited by how much room you have in the run.
I get that, but it needs to say which one, I mean,
no,
if you just take that out, then there's no, if it's just 150 square feet per coop or per run, then it doesn't matter what size your coop is.
So does it go by the size of your coop, how many chickens you can have? It goes by the whole thing?
Yeah.
What you get.
I guess that's what my question is. What is the enforcement factor?
Because you might be able to fit 15 chickens in your enclosure,
okay,
but are you gonna fit 15 chickens in your coop?
it's not, it's like, okay, it says a chicken coop must provide a minimum of 2 square feet per chicken.
Mhm.
So if you have a 10 square foot coop,
What if it's 150?
no, let me finish. If you have a 10 square foot coop
Mhm.
and you have 6 chickens, you can't do that.
Right.
You don't have 2 square feet of coop per chicken. So
Right.
it doesn't say you're allowed to have as many chickens as your coop square footage is divided by 2. It just says each chicken must have 2 square feet of coop space
Or coop
and
space?
10 square feet of run space. So if you have tons of extra coop space, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
You know, each chicken has 20 square feet of coop space. Who gives a rip? You know,
Okay.
like, so you have to be in compliance with both of those.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I could put an example in, just to like, you know, for example, if you have, you know, this is some of the best ways to help people understand. these
Or
things.
or we could put in the chicken coop must provide a minimum of 2 square feet per chicken, and also, you know, run. I mean, I think there would be a way to, because like when you explain it like that, that makes sense when you're saying, like, this chicken has to have this much, but then this, and then when you get it,
Oh, so I could
just a
flip
way
it
of-
around and say
way
each
of-
chicken must have 2 square feet of coop space and 10 square feet of run space.
yeah, that makes a lot more sense to me, like mathematically, when someone asks me that, because
And this chicken can't count, that chicken's 10 runs.
Right, that's
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
each chicken must be provided 2 square feet of space in the chicken coop and 10 square feet of space in the chicken run.
Perfect. That to me kind of, I get asked the most difficult questions, I feel.
And it's at least, you can give them more if you want.
Perfect, thank you.
I'll give them less.
But
Thank you, I'm
also-
not trying to
yeah,
be
yeah.
difficult, it's just,
No, these things are, yeah, like logically correct doesn't always gonna be the best way to communicate.
And it
this is
also-
incorrect too, it's just a
Well-
different
it
way.
also keeps from you know, somebody, you know, because a lot of times when you have a document, people can perceive it different ways, so the more
Yeah.
black and white we make it, the easier.
Yeah. So you guys good with this 150 square foot maximum,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or 75 square feet maximum if you've got just a narrower lot? And then I'll figure out, I'll do some research on like what rabbits are supposed to have in hutches. We'll exclude rabbits from garages, which will bait by saying they have to have adequate sunlight. Or maybe I'll just say the rabbit hutch must be outdoors. Or I said chicken coop must be outdoors.
That one I don't know if we're looking.
If it's clean, you won't smell it.
It's pets.
No.
and
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, it is.
actually, bitter cold, is that what's real chickens or rabbits? I don't know. They're okay with that?
Yeah.
Some of them have heaters in them.
Some people put a heater in there, but like, yeah.
It affects their laying, I think.
That's part of why you think you want the coop a little bit smaller.
To hold the
They can, yeah, hold the heat in and,
I assume, oh, rabbits got fur coats, so I would think it'd be okay, but.
They're big
chickens
and
have
squishy.
feathers.
But you
What's
can't
that?
really
So they're
make
big
your
and
coop
furry and
small.
squishy.
You still have to have those 2 feet.
Yeah. So I'll figure out for rabbits and pigeons. So the 10 feet from property lines. You want to exclude the property line adjacent to the alley from that, so that someone can go all the way on their back fence.
Maybe if your yard's fenced in. Otherwise, do you want it right smack dab on the alley?
Well, I would, yeah, well, because we have sewer lines and stuff back there, so it can't be on, you know, it
Yeah.
can't be on easement at all.
Yeah.
So that 10 foot, and if it's inside your fence, then you're probably good anyways, because
Well, some of the fences are right on the property lines, like the
Mhm.
fences between houses.
right.
And you're allowed to do
Mhm.
that. You're
Yeah.
allowed to build on your property line. A fence.
Yeah.
But there's probably a difference from like the alley, isn't there? Alley comes right up to your property line now?
I don't know, I
'Cause
like,
don't know the size of an alley.
I think that could be dealt with as far as the inspection part, you know, but I think it's okay to maybe put, as long as it is away from people's living areas around them. Cause like, for example, the house on Parish, that has existing chickens, even though it's in their backyard, even though it's right on their back property line, it's not like there's a house that close to it. It's in the 10 feet or 25 feet from neighboring residences.
Would be like next to the alley, like adjacent to the alley, from the property lines that border the alley.
How wide is an alley?
30 feet?
Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest with
Cause
you.
I mean, a lot of the alleys are just gone, like behind your house, David, your alley is pretty much gone.
It would be nice to redo them.
Yeah,
So some people don't even know where their alley
right.
ends.
Yeah, that's a good
Starts.
point. So maybe it is worth excluding property lines that border the alley.
So,
So what do you guys wanna do about?
Well, just because you don't know where the alley is doesn't mean it's not there.
Right, that's what I mean, but
Yeah.
people will go, okay, the alley's here, well, no, really, it's over here.
Yeah,
And
but I
you're
mean,
way
well then,
across the alley.
but we have you guys have be like, no, it has to be right here.
So I think what I'm coming up with is like, you know,
You can
since
say,
some of these like little narrow, you know, could somebody, you know, put it right here? Or do they on their back, if they have a fence there? Or not if they have a fence, or do they need to be 10, you want them 10 foot off of that?
I think it should be, just maybe,
a couple feet anyways.
I don't think I would have a problem with it right up to the property line on that.
yeah,
on the alley side.
as long as it's away from,
As long as you know where your property line is.
as long as it's away from
I'm trying to
sewer
think,
structure.
Do we have any properties that don't have an alley?
Well,
No,
by Heyman's old house, did he block off
There's-
his alley?
he did, because people were messing up. He was told that's okay, because people were getting lost driving around and this and that. So he said until the town can remake it a real alley, then that's what he was doing.
I personally, I look at alleys different, not so much as an alley, with the exception of like where you are, there's people that have garages in their alley.
Right,
My section of alley, there is none of that. I
right.
consider mine to be, instead of an alley, it's a utility easement. There's no reason for anybody to go driving through there.
Right.
No, but we should be able to get our vehicles through there for any reason.
And it's a
Right,
utility easement.
right,
that's what it's
and emergency services,
So-
you know,
for. Same thing.
yeah.
So that you could, I mean, you shouldn't be able to put up like railroad ties at the end of it so people can't go down it.
Yeah,
Even though they shouldn't go down it,
Some
maybe.
people have a garage that comes off the alley.
Right.
Sure,
Like-
My
that-
neighbor
that's my
does,
point.
yeah.
Yeah,
So he goes down it, so. But in Kevin's, nobody has one.
okay.
But I'm saying you shouldn't be able to put up posts so nobody can get down there.
No, but it's all grass. You can't even tell it's an alley. So what people thought that it was, or maybe people were, I don't want to say squatters, that's not the right word, but maybe people, because there was nobody living there, maybe there was people going back there for whatever reason. It doesn't look like an alley at all, I guess, from how he explained it, but it was all really wet, and then they were rutting it all up, going through his yard to turn around and stuff like that. So this was when Kiddemeyer was still alive at the time. He asked them, he goes, what can I do? And Kiddemeyer was like, he made an executive decision. Well, I guess until the town turns it back into some type of looking like an alley, then
Yeah, I know. Mine, I mow it, I fertilize it just like it's my lawn. So
yeah.
if somebody goes driving down mine and ruts it all up, I'd be pissed.
Some people drive through mine. Steve Wilson occasionally drives through it. I don't know if he's like using his truck to get something to the back of his property. Like I don't, doesn't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But for people to be using it for no particular reason, especially when you know it's muddy, why would you do that? I do remember your brother Mark driving down mine one time. He gets stuck. He's just sitting there spinning his tires and turning it and looking at him like, thanks, Mark.
Yeah, that's because your dad, Mark, did nothing wrong.
No, he didn't. He was a good boy.
So anything else?
Oh,
you
that's
guys-
right, that was your dad.
Yeah. I know, I'm just sitting here listening to you talk crap about my father. It's fine.
So anything else you guys want to change?
Looks good.
No, it
Yeah,
looks
so
good.
far, seems great.
What'd you say?
I said, no, it looks good, except
Okay.
for, I wanna know who's gonna be the one in charge of taking care of it. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Okay, so who's the enforcement?
Well, can we
But
We
Yeah.
can, we have
do
that coming up, because that should be code enforcement, building inspector or somebody, but we need to That's an important thing I have on this list.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll finish this up and email it out. And then maybe can get you guys feedback on the rabbits and
Yeah,
doves part, and then can we, if it looks good, adopt it at the next town council? When is
One
that?
thing we need to remember to start doing too
Is it the 23rd?
is all ordinances, and I'm bad at reminding you guys about this, but this was another thing that was brought up during class. All ordinances are supposed to have 2 readings. Every
All
single one.
ordinances?
All ordinances. Resolutions, no,
Oh,
because resolutions are just like annual guidelines.
okay.
Ordinances are laws, they're supposed to be read twice, so first one meeting and then you have a second meeting in case
Okay, somebody has
for
a
whatever,
problem.
but you can always suspend the
Mm.
rules of the first reading and do the adoption on the same day.
Okay.
But
yeah, I remember him doing that.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But yeah, so it is allowed to do, you have to vote on the suspension and then vote on the ordinance.
Okay. Okay. Is it this upcoming Monday? Is our meeting?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So are you gonna try to have it for this Monday, or pushing it off to the next?
No, I want to have it
Meeting.
for this, Monday, so people can, like, I'll get it to you
Oh, that's right,
tomorrow or Friday.
chicken.
Okay,
Yeah. So, or we could just pass an ordinance that's just chickens and then add doves and rabbits.
Or we
Later.
could pass it at the next work session too.
Yeah.
Like we can, if you want to do a first reading and then put whatever you put in there, see if people are okay with that. And then we could do the second reading at our next work session because that's
Which is
Good.
April 8th.
April 8th. That's your birthday.
Yeah. Good memory.
I didn't think we could vote on things during a work session.
They're
Right.
open to the public. You can vote during public meetings.
But I think we have to announce it as a town council, the notice, so people know.
So this is
we're
our
doing
first
business.
reading, and we're gonna vote on it at the work
Well,
session.
actually, agendas are supposed to, if you have, well, this isn't, we shouldn't call this an agenda because agendas have to be posted for everybody to see. So it could be just like a work thing.
Okay.
But if you're going to be doing that, if you want to do it at the work session, then that's all you have to say is second reading for a chicken ordinance to be voted on during our public work session.
Okay,
You just can't pass it at a closed door meeting.
okay.
I mean, officially, I guess the agenda is public because we're showing it.
Yeah.
Camera's pointed at it,
That's the
so.
point. I'd like to let people, like, if they want to get chickens, like, I feel bad for the people that are waiting because they want to follow the rules. I don't want them to miss out on it, like, oh, sorry, Tractor Supply doesn't have any more chicks.
Mhm.
So if we could at least get the chicken thing adopted on Monday, so we could do like waive the second reading, just do the chicken, and then leave out the rabbits, and then we can talk about that. Make sure we're all happy with the trade-offs. So how do we pass just a chicken ordinance and tell people that we're gonna replace it in a month or two with rabbit?
But then we're leaving people like Bob and other people with pigeons kind of like, well, what about us?
Well, we're giving them the opportunity to be part of the discussion, I guess. So we wouldn't be prohibiting rabbits, and so that ordinance wouldn't prohibit.
When is chicken
I've never
ordering
had it all
day?
at once
Does anybody
myself.
have
Okay.
any idea?
What?
When is chicken ordering day? to
Yeah, cause
order.
I would rather see you guys do a nice one and done.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, Kevin said you had to do it all at once.
Yeah.
I know you can go to Tractor Supply right now and buy them.
Right.
I had to order
I
them.
thought you had to,
But then Tractor Supply runs out, you know,
Oh,
like it's
Then there's True Value.
there's a limited number of checks.
and Farm and Fleet, but
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
at Farm and Fleet, they had a thing out, order your chickens by a limit.
Okay,
whatever. And then they throw the extras in the little
yeah,
Oh, okay.
bins. With the
Um,
little, like,
were you guys good with trying to do the whole thing for Monday?
that's what I would like.
Okay, I can just do some research on rabbits and
mhm.
pigeons and send you guys
Yeah,
some
I would
stuff.
just think, I mean, rabbits should be easy. I would just think it would just be, you're just putting them more space. You know, instead of it, one rabbit per 2 feet, it's gonna be a little bit more, you know, because they're bigger.
Yeah. Are we gonna require you to have a rabbit run? Because there's hutches, I think there's some rabbits that just,
I don't have any idea what a rabbit's supposed to have.
You know what, I don't know. I think that is an amazing question for like a humane type thing, because I don't think it's really cool to the life of a rabbit to be in this cage. And
I
that's
think
that.
that's what some of the 4-H, I don't know.
I mean, I
4-H
think
rabbit
though,
raisers.
but if you have one, like, I don't think that's its life. It's allowed to leave the cage and
Okay.
like play and run.
Okay,
Is there,
I mean, if you're breeding rabbits, that's different, I would think.
that requires a license?
But if you're keeping rabbits, even for 4-H reasons, I would think that it would need something bigger.
yeah, and then there's like an inside, some people have rabbits that they keep inside, like I had a pet rabbit growing up. There's an inside rabbit that would, you know, we get it out and play with it.
Right.
Okay, well, I'll do some research and see if I can get something together.
And then
I mean, if you have something like a big, huge dog cage, then I would think that would be fine for a rabbit, because everything needs exercise and to be able to be a little free.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you want to prioritize in this list?
Okay. Well, some of these things, I have an hour to spew. Okay.
you got like,
Chris
Just
has
a
like
couple
minutes.
minutes.
All right, that
So-
really
but
sucks.
I mean,
We
you
can-
guys
we
can
can
go
schedule-
ahead and,
All right, well, let me just see what I can do in
Hold on,
6
hold on, hold on.
minutes.
because
What if we schedule another work session?
I don't want to. I mean, I have a very, very busy
I
schedule.
mean,
We all
we
do.
talked about, no, it's not on here what we talked about, but
Can we just see how fast
Yeah.
we can go with this? Okay, road bids, I printed this out. It's time they do state bids. So, you guys can let me know at
road
the,
salt bid?
yeah, road salt bids.
Okay.
Instead of just buying it like we do, you can go in with the state and buy in bulk. That's what that's all about. You guys can look that over and decide on Monday if that's something you guys want to get into. So that's nice and easy.
Okay,
I'm gonna say just on the amount that we use, it probably wouldn't be beneficial,
You can get up to 1 truckload. You can bid 1 truckload.
but we've only used like a quarter of the truckload that we got.
Right,
So if you get 1 truckload, you have to take it.
right. Well, I remember, this is just an email I got. I remember you saying something about,
Okay.
before we bought salt, about
I think we just let Kevin
about
decide
bidding on it.
what he
Right.
thinks the best way to do it is.
No, that's totally fine. We don't have to
Okay.
decide
Well,
anything
I'll-
now, just
Yeah,
information.
I'll look this all over and we'll talk about it at the meeting.
Yep,
Okay?
Talk about it at the council meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. ADA improvements, we had that big, huge, paid a lot of money to have all that done, and we have not done 1 improvement. I would like to set a goal to at least do 1 change in that big, huge book, at least do 1 a year, if that's possible, at least 1. A goal for 1 a year would be great, because some of these are really, really minimal things They're all things that could be done, maybe not all, but they're all things, most things can be done in-house that we can do ourselves.
Okay.
Okay, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing money-wise.
No, I just wanna, well, some of them might cost money, but there are things that we could be doing that we have not done. Things like the parking spaces out front. Just little simple things that we could be doing.
Yeah.
I would like-
Yeah, when we were talking about the CDBG, I was thinking, oh, what if we use it for that? But then we discovered it was way more flexible. But I feel similarly, like, we agreed that we would be making progress on that. It was the condition of something. So
Yeah,
part of
that
that was
document, we
having-
have to show that we're,
Part of that was having the plan made,
mm-hmm,
but then, and the person that made the plan was like excited how close we were to being fully compliant.
mm-hmm.
So but then we had more important stuff to do, use the CDBG funds for. But,
I mean, we did, like, when we put in that sidewalk, it's an ADA sidewalk, okay, so cool. I mean, we're doing ADA stuff, but we need to improve the things that we have that aren't. So I think if we can just set a goal and just smashing one thing a year, then that's progress.
well, you want to look at, how do we decide what it's going to be for this year? Do you want
We
it
can
next-
talk,
maybe
yeah.
next work session?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
It was just something that,
We
you
can
know,
move on,
we
yeah.
at least need a goal, and I think it's something that we pile other things on top and forget about these things. Dog tags. Dog tags every year cost me $150 to buy tags. Today I just sold my 20th tag. That's $100.
How many do you have to get?
I have to buy 100. That's the
Oh,
least
okay.
amount I can get.
Do they have a year on it?
Yeah.
Yes, it has a year, it has the police department's phone number. I get a different kind every year, so they don't look different, they don't look the same. Thing is, and then I even extended it a month. It's usually the end of February. I extended it till the end of March to try to get people to get them. According to ordinance, there's punishment if you don't get them. And if your dog is seen, because there's state leash laws, there's plenty of state laws. We have our own. Nothing happens if your dog's out running around, which is totally fine. I don't care. The thing is what's the point of having this if there's not going to be a repercussion if you don't?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a lot out of my time to keep those records. It's money, and if there's going to be dogs running around and they don't have to be tagged or anything, if there is no enforcement on it, then what's the point of having it?
Well, enforcement, I would think, would go to the police.
Okay,
But
it doesn't, but nothing's
For
done.
me personally, I don't really ever see dogs running around, at least not by my house.
Well, there was a couple days ago when there was 6 dogs running around. 6, 5.
Well, we had a lot of problem with dogs down on your road
Mm-hmm.
not too long ago. And they're intimidating looking dogs. You know, if you get a
Oh, really?
little chihuahua running around, those are probably worse than the big
I
ones.
was gonna
but-
say, yes, some of those are,
But it's the enforcement of it, and that's why I have a problem with the chicken thing, because I think we're having some problem with that.
Yeah,
But that's it, I gotta
okay.
go. So whatever else,
you know what?
I'm 2 out of 3,
Why don't we
so.
take this on the road and we'll do it in the bus while we're driving down?
Yeah, because then you could keep them quiet enough so you can talk about it.
And it would, there's cameras in the bus.
Right.
So much fun. Okay, goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
So
But
can you get a list of everybody that has dog tags?
I keep a list.
Yeah, I think we need to give that to Bob.
He gets a list. In fact, there's a whole spreadsheet that we have that we keep like a 4-year trend. So we watch the number deplete,
Okay,
like over the years. So he knows, and in that list, it has when their shots are due next, the name of the dog, the color of the dog, the type of dog, the address, the P.O. box. I mean, all of that information is there.
okay.
So
So should,
The issue isn't the non-information. The issue is the reason why we do it doesn't make sense. It's not cost effective. It's not, if we're gonna do it, we need to do it for a reason. So the dogs that I see that people are walking
Sounds
around
like you're saying either enforce it.
or get
Or
rid of
get
it.
rid of it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because it takes a lot of my time when people come in. You know, I have to pull out some of them, oh, I have a 3-year rabies shot, so they don't bring in a copy of the record. So then I have to pull out a file to look them up, you know, for $5, you know?
well, then we should raise I mean,
No, there's no, I don't want to raise anything.
I mean, $10 is not a burdensome fee, and then that helps at least cover this. Like if we're, you know, even if we have more people, we're just barely covering the tags.
But the problem is,
It's probably been
why
$5
should I get a tag?
I'm not,
Yeah.
this is an addition to, yes, we need to enforce it. Yeah, we should enforce it, and we should, probably the $5 fee was set 20 years ago, and $5 20 years ago is $10 today.
But everybody, almost all the towns, it's only $5.
Okay.
The issue is, I'm not getting dog tags because nothing's gonna happen.
Right. That's
So, but
enforcement.
before,
I agree with you.
people would get dog tags.
So send me this spreadsheet that you have. You said you have a spreadsheet of previous dog tags, like where there was a dog tag that you
Okay.
gave, and now you haven't got it. And then we asked Bob to go and knock on people's doors and ask if they have a dog still, right?
I don't think that's what,
I think it'd be more of an issue of course, this is gonna raise another can of worms, but if there's a loose dog, find out whose it is. And,
that's
and
the thing.
that person needs to pay a fine.
Some of the people that get dog tags, you never see those dogs. The dogs maybe go outside for 2 seconds and go in the house, but the people are still being responsible and following the rule. There's people that are like, we catch their dogs 6-7 times a year, even if an officer will just escort them back to the house and there's nothing ever comes out of it again.
Yeah, if that's the case, then they should get a ticket or something.
Or like a warning, if this happens again, you're gonna get a ticket, because then it is $30 to get a tag. It's $30 to get a tag after the end of February. That's the cutoff time. Like I said, I gave them another month, but then you're being penalized. And if the shots are in January or February, then if they're good, then that's all we care about. So it's not
I
that,
definitely get your point there.
yeah, I mean, it's just, but there's also, I mean, if we get rid of dog tags, that's fine. Not every town has them. It's just extra revenue, but it's a pain in the butt if there's.
There's extra revenue if it costs more than we get.
Right, that's my whole point. And I don't think it's really fair, like, hey, you had a dog before, how come it's not tagged? I don't want to do that. I think that's just kind of strange.
Well, like, the only issue is gonna be if we do find a dog. and
That's,
we don't know what are we gonna do with this dog? Because now we got the issue with having to take it to Crown Point.
and they won't,
And they won't take it
no, they won't.
without charging us a fortune.
But we haven't had that issue in a long time. But the issue like we have is like, there's people that walk their dogs. You see dogs outside, 80% of the time those dogs don't have tags. And so how come those people aren't approached? Because your dog is out, and it's supposed to be, the whole purpose is to protect everybody. Like if you take your dog to a dog park, you have to have records, and it has to be tagged and mole.
I need to interrupt you. What do you want us to do? Don't tell me what the problem is. Like, do you want to get rid of dog tags, or do you want?
I don't
Like,
care.
I thought you wanted enforcement for people not getting tags. I thought, oh, okay, knock on people's door. You don't want that. You want a different kind of enforcement. So, like, concretely, what if we were doing, we would not have a problem.
No, my thing is either we get rid of the whole ordinance that your dog doesn't have to be tagged anymore, or there needs to be enforcement with, and I'm just gonna use the term wild dog for if the dog doesn't have a tag and it's out. So that's it. I would rather like, so just one, I could care less either way. It doesn't bother me.
Are the wild dogs out at a time that, like, trying to think that relative to when we have a police officer on duty?
Okay, for example, earlier this week when the dogs were out, they became Facebook famous. Whose dogs are these? They're running around by the dollar store. Or, you know, so they're caught outside.
Mm-hmm.
So Bob was let know, and he would say, okay, I'll go talk to the person. You know, so even if Bob isn't on duty, those things typically happen.
Okay.
Actually, I have, as you guys know, my wife walks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She has been bitten,
Hmm.
so. And one time in particular, she got bit, and oh, don't worry, the dog doesn't bite. Why is my leg bleeding?
And there are leash laws. And that's a state law. So if your dog is going to be not in a fenced-in area, it is supposed to be on a leash. It's not supposed to leave the property. That's a state law. So you have state laws backing you up, whether we have them or not. So that's just my thing. I just wanted to bring up. And
I think that'd be a discussion to bring up with Bob.
yeah.
See if he's willing to do it. If not, then get rid of it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just not cost effective, and it's just a waste of my time and effort if it's not a big deal to anybody else. I could care less. This is just one thing that I noticed that it's just been an annoying issue, is all.
Unless we want to do this with this code enforcement guy, even if you want to get somebody like that.
So yeah, what's under fire inspector and code enforcement?
Well, we were going to, you guys were talking about wanting to get in fire inspector, so I didn't know if anything more came about that. And then code enforcement officer, that is another thing, like in Lowell, they have a code enforcement officer. Almost every town has a code enforcement officer.
They do not.
Lowell doesn't have a specific code.
No, they used to.
Oh, okay.
Not any longer.
So who's the guy that does junk vehicles and,
Honestly, nobody.
okay.
Tim said he was gonna look into something about a fire inspector for us, so I'll follow up with him and ask about
Perfect,
that.
okay.
But I mean, junk vehicles should be,
Well,
Should
that
be
would
the
be a
police.
police thing.
yeah.
I mean,
And-
junk vehicles, junk, just, my property isn't the Taj Mahal, but I don't know people's name, but those one people on Dick Street. Oh my God. I can't believe the way those people live.
Hmm.
They don't have a lawn to mow because it's just covered in junk.
I don't know if we have an ordinance that says anything about that, unless it's unsafe.
Yeah,
So, but,
I mean, I don't know if you're, well, yeah, I'm sure you do, but, remember when Crocker used to be here? Everybody used to complain about his place. The issue is that, I know last time I was on the council before, we tried doing stuff like that. Next thing you know, people are coming to the meetings in hordes and just screaming at us. So I don't know what the answer is to that. I really don't.
but I guess like, while I'm out of town and they're having classes on stuff like this, most people have a code enforcement officer to offset police officers being the bad guy, because, you know, they're trying to get a better rep
Oh, yeah.
nowadays.
Lowell used
But-
to have one, it's a very hard position to fill, because nobody wants to do it,
Nobody wants to be the bad guy,
so.
but it's like we don't have anybody, like, if anybody is using unlicensed contractors, we don't have anybody to stop not permittable building. And you know, there's just a lot of things
Yeah,
that's
I
missing out.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's just
Do I know
throwing
what
that.
the answer is? I don't.
Yeah, it's just throwing that information out there. That's all.
I think I mean, I don't think we have the luxury of affording a dedicated code compliance person.
And I don't know that we do either.
So I think it's gonna have to be Bob. And I think we can do it nicely. Like, our policy is everybody gets a warning, and they get a generous amount of time to correct the situation. We're not here trying to write tickets. We're here trying to not have rules that aren't enforced, you know, and
Right.
some people are following them and some people aren't, and that's not fair to the people that are following them, you know.
And another thing too is that it affects your neighbors just in property values.
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys are probably all familiar with the guy that lives next door to me. He's got like 4 junk vehicles. Some of them are just hidden in his backyard. Do I care? I kind of do, but you know, I'm not going to go squealing on this guy. Everybody knows they're there and they've been there for umpteen years.
Yeah.
So what?
And I think, what is it, Lowell requires that vehicles need to be on a gravel or a concrete pad or something?
That I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
They are supposed to be registered. You can't have unregistered vehicles.
'Cause I think
They have
that
to
is
be
just to
insured
keep the
and they have
ground.
to be running. You know, I've seen people put a plate on a car that hasn't run for years.
Right.
Thinking they get around it, but technically they don't, because if it doesn't run.
I think me and Bob had discussions before when it was like, hey, could maybe split some of that stuff up with your reserves, like, hey, you know, while you're out patrolling, you know, you could watch for junk vehicles, or this one could be building stuff, or this one could be whatever, you know, just so it's not like all falling on one person, because that might be something that they might have to do later on if they move on somewhere. I don't know.
It doesn't have to be all Bob, but I mean, we've got the most of his time, and if we want to be like, you know, okay, unlicensed contractors, like, I don't know.
I don't know, Bob would probably have a hard time doing that.
But we did put that in the building ordinance, or there is an ordinance that says, like, if our building inspector is not available, then our police officers could.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't know that.
That was one of the reasons why I was kind of like, there's that back and forth where I don't think that I should have to do that. You know, when it was put in an ordinance just a few years ago, because and I think it was designed that way because I think there was that the police could go with in case somebody felt like they didn't want to go by themselves. So then an officer could go instead.
I mean, I think we could tell Bob something like, we need you to, you know, 3 or 4 times a week, or whatever we want it to be. You know, maybe someone twice a week or once a week. You know, like, someone, doesn't have to be you, drive around town and see, maybe it's just once a week, is there a, building project that's underway that you can see that doesn't have a permit?
Yeah.
And then it
I mean,
either is-
typically that'd be something that you'd be able to notice pretty easily.
Right. Or do you see somebody that has chickens that doesn't have a
Mhm.
permit? Or do you, you know, does it look like there's a junk vehicle? I mean, junk vehicles you could just look for once a
Yeah.
month, that's easy, but I mean, like the building thing, you wanna see it while they're happening, cause it
Yeah,
starts and
absolutely.
stops. So that's the more, but like, give them a schedule on like, and then, here's the frequency that you want, you looking for these things. And, maybe the unlicensed thing is he lets Tim know, and Tim comes in.
Tim
Talks
already
to them,
said he
does the
doesn't
stuff.
want to do that as far as construction people.
He doesn't want
Well,
to.
he's not gonna come patrol and
No, but what
Yeah.
if Bob already knows it? Maybe Tim is the one that has to issue
You mean
the
for, like,
stop work order.
permits or what, or the stop work order.
Yeah, maybe Bob doesn't have the authority to give a stop work order. I don't know. Or at least Bob should be calling Tim and be like,
Mm-hmm,
do you know about this? Did you guys just forget to tell me about the permit? Or you go up and you talk to the people.
right,
But I know Bob doesn't want to be the bad guy.
right.
But I don't know. Part of being a police
Unfortunately,
officer is you have
it's supposed to be a
to.
cop,
It's part of your job. And if he, and we haven't been holding him accountable to do that. So ultimately, it's on us that we've allowed it to be that way. But yeah.
And and then I think too, like, my biggest concern of why most of this came up was with the whole tornado thing. That town has dealt with so many unlicensed contractors, people coming and at all hours of the night, or roofers coming to them and being like, well, we'll do this, but we need like half up front, and then they're disappearing. It's been terrible. We have door-to-door vendors even in town, people that'll knock on doors either trying to sell meat or school books or whatever. That's not allowed. They need to be told that they cannot do that. We have vendors permits that they would have to come and get. I know as soon as someone knocks on my door and I tell them, hey, I work for the town, where's your badge? We give them specifically approved badges. And they get out of town really quick. That just tells me that they're not legit. The week before I went out of town, there was 3 vehicles, possibly legit roofers, actually walking around or riding with each other, and then going to people's houses and taking pictures and taking notes. That freaks me out. By the time I was walking, I think it was on a nice day because I had walked to work. By the time I went and got my car to go talk to them, they were already gone, because I was going to tell them that if they would like to do any work in town, that they need to be licensed. But stuff like that just kind of scares me. So I don't necessarily feel very safe, approaching a bunch of,
If you see something like that, call me.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me a bit, so. At least as long as I'm home. The issue is I'm not around a lot of times
Yeah.
during the day,
Utility bill dispute.
Okay. This is a big one. So we talked about this last meeting.
Yeah, I'd like to not spend a whole lot of time.
Oh, I totally understand. So I did what you guys told me to do. I billed them the way you guys told me to bill them. And
Oh, is this that,
yeah, and then I got
Jack's
yes,
talking about?
I got the phone call from Diane, and she was like, I don't understand now why I'm getting 3 different bills. She said I had a tenant leave, and now I'm receiving 3 different bills instead of 2. And I told her everything that we had discussed, and she said, well, we are not using the restaurant part. And I said, okay, that is kind of, I said, well, I don't know, nobody knows really what's going on for sure. But that was kind of one thing when I questioned like occupancy, what's it being used for, and then I was told that it was office space. So, and that's what I relayed to you guys. So you said if it's being used for office space, then they need to be billed accordingly. So, and that's why you received that bill. And she said, but the building's up for sale, we're not using it.
Are we
And I
talking about
said-
water or sewer?
Both.
Okay.
You know, you guys told me to bill for both. You said the apartment upstairs that nobody's living in to charge a full sewer.
Mhm.
And then, of course, a residential for the person that is living in the apartment. And then a full business charge for the restaurant. That's when I asked if,
I thought it was maybe, and I don't remember, I could be totally wrong here. Did we think they were occupying the restaurant? They were using it as office space?
That's my
That's-
understanding.
Yeah, so.
well, that's what I had said was,
Okay.
when all the building and stuff was done, I had asked him if there was going to be, if they needed like an occupancy or whatever, and he said no, because of the owners, it's their building, whatever they're doing, that's fine. If somebody comes in and does something, then yes, they'll need to do something different. And I said, well, I think my reason is it being used, was my question. And he said, well, it's being used for office space. So then that's why when I approached you guys to it. So, and then I think there was another discussion of what are we supposed to like, maybe go in and do something. I don't know. It became a really long discussion. But
So is it being used for office space?
I don't know. I don't have the authority to
What
go
did
in
she
there.
say?
I sent you a text.
Yeah, I remember that.
She was wanting you to call her, and
Oh, I
she
didn't
was
know that.
more than welcome to give you a tour to show you that they're not using it.
I didn't, I guess I must have missed that part. Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay. For right now, I told her to hold off on her bill, just so we can get all this squared away. If you guys agree to note the charges we set forth, that's what we're sticking to, then that's fine. I will let her know that. But that was, to me, I was thinking, if nobody's using that apartment, to maybe just not charge at all, because you're still getting the same sewer charge. I know you can't turn it off, but you're still getting the same amount from this person. It's still one place. It's still, we're still using it. And then maybe the building itself, because it is the main one, that then you can maybe charge something for that since it's the main one. Or maybe give them, since it's on, maybe give them a really discounted rate for the simple fact, if they did want to go in there and do something, they could still use the bathroom, wash their hands, because we can't shut it off because of the person in the apartment.
Let me ask you this. What do you think is fair?
What I think is fair, because
Keeping in mind that we're gonna have another one of these, because that place that moved in by the liquor store.
right, but see, the difference is with that, because it's different, on the way it's set in our ordinance is different. So they just get more people added to that. So they had this set rate with all their employees.
Based on the number of employees.
Right, but this is different, and even in our ordinance, it says that they get charged, because it's a multifamily building, that they get charged per unit, right? So that's what makes it different, is because it's a multifamily building. And then after we redo for the meter ordinance, the meter rates, we won't have to worry about this
I
again.
disagree. We will still have to worry about it because the residential rate is you pay a chunk of money, you know, a base fee for a big base usage.
Absolutely.
And that base fee is what makes our system work, because most of our expenses are like base fee expenses. It doesn't matter how much water people is using. So they're still gonna have to pay the business base fee and 2 residence-based fees. We can't just,
But you could change it to where a multifamily
I don't wanna make that change.
building,
No, if it's a multifamily building, then I think we need to get
you,
2
but,
base fees.
but then how do you shut people's water off when they don't pay? You
I don't,
can't.
we can't,
And you
so-
guys agreed at the meeting that you're only buying 1 meter for that building.
And so this is the whole thing. Yeah, we can't shut it off. I'm okay with just accepting the lump on that. That they could lie to us that there's no one in the building and they would still have water. But, or we require that they install additional shutoffs. Or we put in but I think what we lose from the fact that they might lie to us isn't worth the cost of installing 2 new B boxes and 2 new
Yeah.
meters, right?
From my standpoint, putting separate meters on each one of those, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's gonna be outrageously expensive.
Right, no, I agree, and we've already discussed this when this matter came up 2 years ago, because they talked about this, and you guys said that it'll be different because whoever owns that bottom building is gonna own those 2 apartments, so they're just going to have to adjust whatever they're charging tenants or whatever appropriately, and in your ordinance, you can have a whatever is zoned this can have this much of a base fee. It can be, since our base is $100.14, their base can be $340, whatever that is, you know? That's what I mean about it can be totally different and safe. It won't matter if they lie about who's going in and out. We're still charging on the use of it with a base fee that reflects what the use of that building is. It won't be the same as a residential. But we can worry about that when that time happens. I just want to know what we should do for them right now. If you're asking me what I think is fair, I think that to not charge them for an apartment that isn't being used, because you're still getting this one here, it's hooked up to 1 sewer, and I think maybe if you want to go check it out and exactly see what's going on, then maybe we can charge them a sewer rate and maybe half of a water rate, or just a sewer rate, and just, that's what,
You're talking about for the restaurant part?
yeah. Because even if you own a building, you're still charging for the sewer. Or if you're not habitating a building, I should say.
Diego, what do you think?
I mean,
You know, you guys sit here and ponder that while I go use some water.
okay.
What do we figure out?
Oh, David's typing.
Yeah. I think that's what we said before. Pretend that there are 3 shut-offs. Or obviously they're not, but like we don't, maybe I shouldn't, you know, they tell us which residences and commercial spaces are being used. And we bill them just as we would someone with 3 shut-offs, except that when they tell us the space is not being used, we bill them as if the water in that space is shut off. So we're trusting them.
Mhm.
And when they tell us the space is being used, we bill them as if the water is turned on. So instead of the value of the knob determining the bill, what they tell us of whether it's being used or not determines the bill. So the only thing is we're not, you know, usually
Yeah,
somebody
we're
tells
just-
us and we
just
go
not
turn the
physically
knob.
shutting it off.
So we're just trusting them that they're not, I mean, if they happen to wash their hands because they're in the commercial space, I don't care. You
Okay.
know,
I'm
like,
okay with that.
Yeah,
But, so according to our ordinance, if you do not, even if you do not have water, you're still paying a full sewer charge.
Right,
So that was
so-
another thing. So the apartment that is vacant, to me, I do not feel that they should still have to pay $75 when it's hooked to one sewer line that we're still getting money from elsewhere. We're still treating it, they have less things than we have in a residence. You know, like there's nobody running a washer and dryer. I don't even think there's a dishwasher up there. Not that that matters, but
and that's where it's like, yeah, it's the base fee, you know, you're paying for that. There's a properly made, you know, none of us pay for the volume of what we put down. That
No.
plant is nowhere near capacity. We're paying that, all the overhead that needs to happen so that when I flush my toilet
correct.
at all.
But if
that
I
is the
shut
price
your
to go.
water off and you move and you don't know what you're doing with your house yet, you're still paying $75.
I know.
So that's my thing. Is now
You're paying for that there'll be a sewer company when you come back. Which is really important to the value of your property.
It is.
but
Um,
to me it's a little bit different if you have if it's a multiple thing. Yes, we're still treating as 3 shut-offs, but there's still just that one sewer line. So
But you could say there's one water line. You know, you could make the same, I mean,
If you did it that way, would that make your life easier?
I'm just trying to do something that is fair and that both parties can agree on is all. I think it would be fair, the way things are. If you want to go check it out and see what you think, if you're like, yeah, I really doubt they're in there that often, and there's nothing in there.
Yeah, I would have no idea. If there's somebody in there, how am I keeping gonna know?
No, I mean the restaurant part.
Yeah.
Like-
How am I gonna know if anybody's even in there?
No, but I mean, you would know that nobody's occupying even as like an office space or anything. I mean, if there's nothing in
I think I
there,
would know that.
I mean, there's not a computer hooked up or filing cabinets or,
Oh, you mean to physically go walk through it?
well, she offered that to you. She said, I'll give you a tour of it to show you that we're not occupying the space. That's what I meant. Like
Okay.
if you did that, then, you know, we could see, and then I think, to me, it'd just be fair to charge for the apartment, and then maybe something with that being the main house of it, maybe just like half a sewer charge or something because of the extra or whatever.
Well, I think, as far as the restaurant part, if they say they're not using it, like you said, we're gonna have to trust them. Short of, you know, every so often going through and just looking.
Yeah,
I don't see lights in there, I don't see cars out there.
yeah,
Okay,
If you wanna, me personally, if it makes your life easier to not charge them the sewer charge for the other, I'm fine with that.
okay.
Just keep in mind that that's revenue that's lost.
Well, they've been very honest up to this point about being in and out. You know, when they get somebody in and when somebody moves out.
Yeah, I just, you know,
Before, like, when the restaurant closed down and there was nothing being done in it at all, you know, before, because they had a lot of construction to do in there, the bill was shut off completely because all the revenue was coming from the 2 apartments. So just keep that in mind.
the what was shut off completely?
The bill to the restaurant part,
Okay.
and they were just getting 2 bills. Now,
Okay.
now they have 3.
what do you think?
Maybe cut the sewer billing. I don't like saying, oh, well, they're all one pipe, because that gets, well, it's the same as
Yeah,
true for
it's the
water.
same as the water, yeah.
So maybe just saying, you know, you can pay half a sewer charge.
Like
For
an abandoned, we
ridiculous
have an
things.
abandoned building charge.
Okay.
So would that be okay?
What's the abandoned building
It's
charge
like 39 something,
compared to
75.90.
for the sewer?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be for what? The restaurant?
For the whatever spaces they're telling us are vacant.
Okay. So the vacant spaces will get the like abandoned building charge. No water.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the only full charge will be the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perfect with that.
Yeah, I should have read that text you sent me better, because I actually read it when I was driving down the road. and I
Sorry, it
didn't
was
know
pretty
supposed to
long
follow.
too.
So we avoid the whole like, it's all one pipe thing. We're just saying.
Yeah.
We're treating them as if they're 3 independent units,
Yep.
Mhm.
but instead of billing you based off of the setting of the valve, we're billing you based off of what you tell us. So
Yes.
We're gonna trust you. And, you know, and like, you know, we see businesses, you know, people going in and out of the business all the time, and, you know, it's an open business,
Then
you're not
obviously
paying
we're
bill.
gonna have to change.
Obviously, we're gonna talk to you,
Okay.
but then we're gonna wanna help you out, because we know it's a lot. Because you know, say the sewer, you know, paying a full sewer when it's not occupied, that's just the normal thing
Mm-hmm.
that everybody has to do, you know, then, and it kind of doesn't matter that they're different pipes, because they all go to one pipe in the end. you
Yeah.
know. But we wanna help you out so you can pay the abandoned building rate. So they kind of get something
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense to me.
What's that place next to the liquor store? What have they been doing up till this point?
What do you
Jenny's-
mean?
I think so. What Jenny's been doing in that is, because they're both commercial, it's just adding employees on
Yeah.
to the one bill. Like, I think we should be treating them as if they're separate units. Do the same thing and say they're separate
Oh,
units.
so we're not treating them as separate units?
No.
No, but there are some pretty hefty extra employee fees, charges, you know? So, I mean, if you think about it, you know, in the liquor store, they do not have, and this, if you remember, this was the purpose of why we got meters, because you have a restaurant that might have 3 employees, but it's being charged on employees when you got 100 people in there using the bathroom. You're constantly using water, you're constantly flushing water, washing dishes. The liquor store might have 3 employees as well, the rate is the same, and they don't even have a public restroom for people to use. So I want to say that they might have extra bathrooms. Yeah, they do have extra bathrooms, but I mean, split between those two. But so if you look at the extra employee rates, you know,
You okay?
I'm late for a meeting.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I should get going.
yeah, do what you gotta do, but business is business.
Okay, meeting adjourned then?
Adjourned.